Hi everyone. Hope you all are good. We are here for grade 4 math. You can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password as provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 4 math and then click on view all lessons. There you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter unit of my. So please make sure you have so the example and definitions as well. Here I'm on grade 4 math. Chapter we're on right now is units of measurement. Let's just start with an example that is measure using an inch ruler. Let's just start the lesson. Move the ruler to measure the length of the line to the nearest inch. We're going to line the length. Basically, we're going off the line. So we need to use a ruler, right? You need to line up the left end of the line with zero mark to the ruler, right? Just line up this line with zero. The right end of the line is at 3-inch mark. The line is about 3 inches long. The correct option is 3 inches long. The correct option is 3 inch long. Let's just start with the test questions. Move the ruler to measure the length of the line to the nearest inch. So we have to line up the left end of the line with a zero on the ruler, and then we have to look at the right end. So if we line up this line to zero to the ruler, the right end would be at the 3 inches. The correct option is 3 inches long. Option number one is the correct option. Move the ruler to measure the length of the line to the nearest inch. So line up the left end of the line with a zero. So right end will end up on 1 inch. The correct option is 1 inch. Option number three is the correct option. Got it? So if you have a ruler, you can please get the ruler with you, keep the ruler with you and make a line and you can see the measurement of the line, right? Move the ruler to measure the length of the line to the nearest inches. So left end of the line would be line up with a zero and right end will line up with the correct option is 3 inches. Option number one is the correct option. Option number one is the correct option. 3 inches it is. Move the ruler to measure the length of the nearest inch. The line is about how many inches long? So the left end of the line is line up with 0. So the right end will end up at 2 inches. Correct option is the line is the correct option is 2. Move the ruler to measure the length of the line to the nearest inch. The line is about how many inches long? That is 1 inch long. The correct option is 1 inch long. Option number 1 is the correct option. Move the ruler to measure the length of the line to the nearest inch. So which is the correct option? The correct option is that is 2 inches long. Option number 3 is the correct option. Move the ruler to measure the length of the line to the nearest inch. So the line is about how many inches long? The correct option is 1 inch long. Option number 3 is the correct option. Move the ruler to measure the length of the line to the nearest inch. The line is about how many inches long? The correct option is 3 inches long. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is which customary unit is appropriate? Which customary unit is appropriate? Which is a better estimate for the weight of a hamster? So basically, we're going to learn the units now, right? 2 ounces, we are like, we can measure the weight using so many units, like they are ounces and pounds, right? So ounces is used to measure the things that are not too heavy. The things we are going to measure the heavy things, that is pounds, right? So hamster is, the weight of the hamster is too little, so 2 ounces is a better estimate, and 2 pounds is too heavy. 2 pounds is too heavy. Let's just start with the test questions. Which is a better estimate for the weight of a bowl of chili? We have 9 ounces and 9 tons. So tons is a much bigger unit, like very big unit, right? So the bowl of chili is just 9 ounces. The correct option is 9 ounces. Option number 1 is the correct option. Which is a better estimate for the weight of a fire truck? Now it's a truck. Two options, 13 ounces, 13 tons. So truck is a much bigger thing for sure. It weighs 13 tons. So 13 tons is a bigger unit, and it used to measure the things that are heaviest in weight, right? Which is a better estimate for the volume of sour cream container? We have two options, 11 fluid ounces or 11 gallons. So which is the correct option? So the correct option is 11 fluid ounces, because 11 gallons is too much for the container. Which is a better estimate for the weight of a bookshelf? So just that is just a bookshelf, right? So 45 tens or 45 pounds. So which is the correct option? The correct option is 45 pounds, right? 45 tons is too much. Which is a better estimate for the distance of a long running race? Long running race. 5 miles, 5 inches. That's a long running race. So it must be 5 miles. Miles is a bigger unit. Inches is a smaller unit, right? Which is a better estimate for the weight of a moving truck. So which is the correct option? Moving truck, right? So it must be 5 tons. Option number 1 is the correct option. Which is a better estimate for the height of a double decker bus? So 5 feet or 5 miles, which is the correct option? So double decker bus, it must be 5 feet because 5 miles is too much for the height of a bus, right? Which is a better estimate for the height of a room? So which is the correct option? The correct option is the height of the room is 10 feet. Option number 1 is the correct option. Which is a better estimate for the weight of a double decker bus? The weight of the double decker must be 10 tons. Option number 2 is the correct option. Which is a better estimate for the volume of a teacup? The volume of a teacup must be 25 teaspoons. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is compare and convert customary unit of lengths. Now we're going to learn the units of length. Which is more, 1 mile or 10,291 feet? So now we are going to learn how do we convert from one unit to another unit. That is very, very important. You need to learn some of the basic conversions. You can note them down on your notebook so that you can remember them. Which is more, 1 mile or 10,291 feet? So basically, we're going to compare two different units, right? We cannot compare the units that are different. We always compare the units that are we cannot convert, we cannot measure the units, we cannot wait we cannot measure the length in different units, right? They must be in the same units. Like one of them is mile, one of them is feet. They both are in the same unit, so we are going to convert that 1 mile to the feet. So we know that, you can note this down on your number. 1 mile equal 5,280 feet. These conversions are very, very important. Please note them down on your notebook. 1 mile equal 5,280 feet. We know that 1 mile equals 1,000 equal 5,280 feet. Now convert the same, compare this feet to feet. So here 10,291 and we have 5,280 feet. More obviously 91 feet is more than 1 mile because 1 mile equals 5,280 feet. Got it? That is 10,281 feet with the test questions. Which is more, 12 inches or 1 foot? So 1 foot equal 1 foot equal 12 inches. So 1 foot equal 12 inches. Now just compare. We already have 12 inches given and 1 foot is also equal 12 inches. So they both are exactly equal. So they are equal. The correct option is they are equal. Which is more, 6 feet or 1 yard? So 1 yard equal how many feet? We are going to convert from yards to feet. So first thing we are going to learn is 1 yard equal how many feet? So 1 yard equal 3 feet. This is the Basic, these are the basic conversion units. Sorry, 1 yard equal 3 feet, right? So here we are going to convert the feet to yards. So we know that 1 yard equal 3 feet. So here we are given 6 feet. So which is more, 6 feet or 3 feet? So 6 feet is more, right? That means 6 feet is more than 1 yard. The correct option is 6 feet yards. Option 6 feet. Option number 2 is the correct option. Which is more, 1 mile or 5,280 feet? So the first unit we learn on the same lesson is the 1 miles. So we know that 1 mile equal 5,280 feet, right? So the question is which is more, 1 mile or 5,280 feet? So they are exactly equal. That is, they are equal. So 1 mile or 5,280 feet, they are exactly equal. So 1 mile equal how many yards? So 1 mile equal 1,760 yards. 1 mile equal 1,760 yards, right? 1 mile equal 1,060 yards, right? So 1 mile equal how many yards? 1 mile equal 1,760 yards. Option number 2 is the correct option. One mile equal 1,760 yards. One foot equal how many inches? Yeah, 1 foot 12 inches. Option number 2 is the correct option. So 1 foot equal 12 inches. That is written on the board. Okay. So these are the 4 basic units we have learned in this lesson. You can please note them down. Now I'm going to move to is and convert. Now we will learn the units. Compare and convert customary unit of weight. So the unit of weights now. So the very basic unit from the weight is 1 pound equals 16 ounces. That is the very basic unit. 1 pound equal 16 ounces, right? That's why ounces is a smaller unit and pound is a bigger unit. So 16 ounces equal 1 pound. The correct option is 1. Let's just start with the test questions. Which is more, 2000 pounds or 1 ton? So the base 1 ton equal 1 ton equal 2000 pounds. So 1 ton equal 2000 pounds. So which is more, 2000 pounds or 1 ton? So they are exactly equal. One ton equal how many pounds? One ton equal 2000 pounds. Option number one is the correct option. Which is more, 16 ounces or 1 pound? The correct option is they are exactly equal. Sixteen ounces equal how many pounds? One pound equals 16 ounces. Option number two is the correct option. Which is more, 1 ton or 112 pounds? 1 ton equal 2000 pounds, right? So option number one is the correct option. That is 1 ton. Which is more, 1 ton or 2869 pounds? 1 ton is equal to 2000 pounds. So 2869 pounds. Option number 1 is the correct option. One ton equal how many pounds? So 1 ton equal 2000 pounds. Pounds. Option number 1 is the correct option. 2000 pounds equal how many tons? 2000 pounds equal 1 tons. Option number 1 is the correct option. Which is more, 8 ounces or 1 pound? 1 pound equals 16 ounces. Option number 1 is the correct option. That is 1 pound. Which is more, 1 pound or 31 ounces? 31 ounces. Option number 1 is the correct option. Which is more, 1 pound equal how many ounces? 'That is 1 pound equals 16 ounces. Option number 1 is the correct option. Which is more, 1 ton or 3,688 pounds? So 3,688 pounds is more than 1 ton because 1 ton equal to 1,000 pounds. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So we were working on grade 4 math. Chapter were working on is units of measurement, and the lessons we have covered today are measure using an inch ruler, which customary unit is appropriate, compare and convert customary units of length, and then compare and convert customary units of weight. So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we just did. That is your homework until next session. So if you need more help with any of the lessons, you can simply click there to help you, or you can write them down in the chat box. I'm here to answer if you have any. Any questions you can please ask if you have any. No questions?